It's recording now?
Yes.
Yes.
So now it's time for the argument?
What argument?
Like, conversation?
Yes.
Okay. What do you want to talk about?
Oh wow.
Continue with your original thought.
Yeah, we were talking about religion.
Fucked up Bible verses?
Yeah.
Psalm 137:9, happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stones. My favorite verse.
What's your favorite verse? It's a good example. I don't know about favorite Bible verse. My favorite Bible verse is also a psalm. No, mine is Ezekiel 23:20. I believe it's 23:20. What is it? And there she lusted after her lovers, whose genitals were like that of donkeys, and whose emission was like that of horses, or something.
Mine's Timothy 2:12. I usurp unto no woman the authority, or to hold authority over men. She's to keep silent.
In all of subjection.
Good times.
I don't have a favorite verse. My entire favorite book wasn't included into the Bible, and I like it for its storytelling aspects.
Enoch.
Enoch.
The first or second book of Enoch?
The first one, because that's the one I read.
Oh, I knew there was 2 books of Enoch.
You did? Congratulations.
Only because I told you.
No.
I was the one
You're
who
the one
researched
that told me
it.
about them.
I'm the one who sat there and read through it.
Good, you read a Gnostic gospel. I'm sorry, not a gospel. A Gnostic book that the Catholic Church was like, fuck you.
Because they didn't feel it was important.
It's like the Gospel of Mary and the Gospel of Judas. And plenty of others.
Enoch had a really good story behind it. It was a very interesting read.
Still about God. Who doesn't exist.
But it told a completely different side of things that you don't hear about, which was the fall of the angels before the fall of Lucifer.
The fall of Lucifer in the Bible has actually been proven by biblical scholars to be talking about a Babylonian king. Has nothing to do with an actual figure named Lucifer.
I did not know that.
I've tried to explain that to a couple people. Like,
Revelation.
I even tried to explain it to Lauren that one time when we went over to her place, and you went out to get sodas for us. I tried to explain something very similar to that Lucifer, as they know it, is not Lucifer, but I couldn't think of how to actually explain it.
Lucifer was introduced, like in that video. The video I showed you guys pretty much said it best. It's like it was introduced so that they could blame evil on not God.
Right.
You know, they just had to work it in, and it showed the evolution of the word Satan. And
even though it's still from God, because God created everything, so.
It's like Revelation was proven by biblical scholars to be talking about Rome and Nero, not any futuristic time. They can relate everything, every metaphor back to Roman times.
Well, I want to know what they think about the time of the Book of Enoch, considering it is relatively verified by the Bible by referencing it in quite a few occasions. There's even a direct quote from it that was included in the Bible.
In Genesis.
No, not in Genesis. Genesis references the Nephilim from the Book of Enoch. But it's in one of the 4 Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, or John, I can't remember. There's a direct quote from the Book of Enoch, which was written before those 4
the Catholics
were.
got a hold of the Bible, before Rome converted and the Catholics got a hold of it, everything was scripture.
I'm just saying I want to know what they say about that then, if the tale of Lucifer was actually about the Babylonian king. I want to know what they pass off the other thing as, or if like people in...
You don't need Lucifer to have fallen angels.
Oh, I know. I'm just saying I wonder if they pass it off as that, or if they have a different explanation.
To hell. They put him under a desert somewhere where he's got to wait till Judgment Day. So, I mean...
And,
you think hell would be worse?
His little butt buddy got sent to a pit. Just a random dark pit to sit for all of eternity.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I like Azazel.
And I believe that that's something else that they reference that actually got put in the Bible was the releasing of the goat into the wilderness, which was supposed to be an offering to Azazel to keep him at bay.
What was that story? You said it. You didn't say anything that has to do with this. It was. I immediately thought of it with the talking donkey, who saw the angel, and the guy was like, "There's no angel. Why are you stopping?" and started beating his ass. You know, fuck him. I'm gonna beat a donkey because it makes me feel powerful.
Never once did he stop and be like, "Holy shit, it's a talking donkey."
What is
Right?
it? There's
The
a
logical
verse-
solution.
It's a verse in oh man, I can't remember it now. Something about satyrs dancing in the wilderness. Half man, half goat.
Mhm. People living inside of big fish.
Nobody says that that's what satyr meant. That's what we refer to now.
Right, and it was written in English. They took a word and then gave it the best word that we had to describe it. So whatever the word was
Yeah,
in Hebrew,
but see, a lot of things
was
get
the
lost
word
in
that we picked.
translation. Like I pointed out before,
Which is why the Muslims don't allow the Quran to be translated into anything but its original translation.
especially if you're uneducated about it, like the Anglo-Saxons were when they made up their language. They took, like I pointed out before, the word grape in French actually means a cluster of grapes, whereas the word raisin in French refers to one grape. And that got lost in translation, so imagine what happened to the Bible. I mean,
Whoa. Who said? Somebody just wrote a book that, kind of told the truth and was like, we don't even have a copy of 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 the original manuscript that was actually written. We have that many down, Who are we going to believe? A bunch of illiterate fishermen or Jewish high priests that were educated and who knew their book? Or who are we going to believe? Desert herders or, modern science?
I was about to say, or are we going to take them over science? I mean,
dude, I wish I could story tell like the people who wrote the Bible.
You should be rich.
I know, right?
You know how
You need to go
Those
over
are some
there.
serious skills.
You need to go over there and you need to get a lot of opium.
And water around the desert dehydrated.
Right.
you come up with the most weird, fucked up shit you could imagine.
I'd be
Fast.
fucking rich after that. Because it's a good read as far as, like, entertainment-wise. I mean, it can be quite interesting.
It's good
If you
as
can
far
get
as
past the
literature.
language difference.
I love, it should be taught in as literature, as like.
That's what I mean. Like, it's a...
No, not like a good story. I'm talking about as, like, the King James Version of the Bible should be taught in a literature class, like 18th century English kind of thing, getting people to understand. Sort of like Shakespeare. Nobody actually gives a shit about the stories in Shakespeare. They read it to try and understand a normal story in a different version of our language.
I don't know. I think it should be read
It's to challenge
for...
the mind.
I think it should be read as, like, an appreciation thing for something so old
Can't
that...
wait till we find a planet and name it Yahweh. That's what the Christians did when they took over Rome. They was like, nah, fuck your gods. We're going to put them up in the sky eventually, even though those were enlightened scientists and not Christians at all who decided to name planets.